Then you should watch
You should
it.
have watched the other episodes like I told you. I watched men memorize your series. Come on.
Well, I have a life.
I have a life too.
Monster Hunter 3 is not a life.
Exactly.
It is a life.
Okay. Questions.
All right, guys. Let's see. Anybody got any questions?
I was talking.
Alright, any more questions? Yes.
Yeah, this is just a hypothetical for Zero, right? Just throw
Is
that.
that Jacato?
No.
Hold a minute.
Yeah. I'll do it later.
Hold on. Schwartz Bruder.
How you been, Jacato?
It's Jacato. All right, first.
Yeah, we've been wondering about this for a while. If, say, for example, Kamina, Guy Shishio from Gal Geiger, Guy Doji, and, of course, Schwartzbruder, to form a gigantic, garnamic team of giant robot pilots, what would be the first threat they'd fight?
The universe.
The entire universe?
The entire universe and every universe that isn't a universe yet.
Oh, man, that's pretty dynamic.
Yes, they'd save the multiverse.
Yeah, every universe.
That or the first threat is the popularity of one.
Yes.
The entire universe.
Hey, check it out. Schwartz Bridge just walked by.
Schwartz Bruder. Usually people scream when they hear that. But.
Well, that's because Gundam's so old now and they don't get
It
it.
takes him a minute to figure out that he said something.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions? We also have other stuff to say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we will be approaching season 2. I think me and like one of the others are the only ones that have been watching it. But let me just say, if anybody's been watching season 2, if you watch really closely, it's like they're catering to us. It's like put joke here, pretty much. Like because we've already made jokes, and it's like it's almost like they're watching us.
I'm not sure about
It's
that.
like they're
Maybe
like,
they are. That's why they took our stuff down.
We have to get our tinfoil hats out.
Yeah, our tinfoil hat. Yeah, because they're taking our brainwaves. You there?
This shark is protecting mine.
Toaster was also a member of the Just5Guys?
Yeah.
What happened then?
A lot of people have been asking about this, and what actually happened is Toaster decided to leave the group after, for personal reasons. It's actually very saddening to me because it was me and him who made this group, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this.
He's not committed.
And he actually, like, this project uplifted me from a tough time. Like, I don't want to get into it, but basically, I'm thankful that I have it, and to see him go was just a big disappointment. I knew it was going to happen, but I wanted to really wait until season 1 was done, but unfortunately, things just don't work out that way. And
How could this happen to me?
He told me I gotta leave the project. I just can't do this anymore. And I said, I understand, man.
Yeah, actually, for those of you that are still subscribed to YouTube, he has gotten back on it now. He has been posting updates.
Yeah, he forgot his password for the longest time, but he is back on his
A whole
YouTube.
year.
So if anybody actually looks at any of our other stuff, Toaster does amazing AMVs. He still updates. Just he probably won't answer any K-Task questions.
Right.
I know that he probably will.
Anyone else got a
Collaboration video with him a while ago.
Anyone
Oh,
else
yeah?
have,
Yeah, cool.
does anyone else have a question?
Anyone else have a question?
Yeah,
God damn it.
besides boring.
His name.
Where's my promo, Zero?
Where's your promo? Well, let's see. I told you.
Okay.
I'm just wondering.
Yes, Samurai.
Where's our promo?
Anything that's not about Zero. Because this is not the
promo
Zeromaster
are you
panel.
talking about?
This is the K-Task panel.
What?
You know what? I have to
Well,
say
when we have something to do.
Can you please boring the comment with the technical
Let's see. Are our friends going to be the only ones asking questions now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
We have the guy with the camera.
I was wondering, do you guys watch the episode? Because like on your episode, I think it was 6. It had 2 parts in it. Like there's a bunch of characters that were like.
It was a pointless cameo episode. You have to have at least one.
That was 5.
Okay.
It was completely no.
That was 6.
Yeah, that was 6. 6 was one.
The thing?
You guys had this argument earlier.
5 was the reference episode. 6 was the cameo episode.
Yeah, the thing with about it is, like, our point was,
I'll call you next.
our point was the stupid joke about Ritsu's skirt having a portal that leads to everywhere else. That was the point of us having a million cameos in that episode. So we're like, let's get everybody and anybody. And actually, the best was when we got LK to do it. That was awesome. He just like, I'm like, you want to do it? And he's like, sure.
You
I'm
say
like,
free subscribers?
no, we haven't gotten anything from him. He forgot he did it. I messaged him later. He's like,
What?
what's a K on a bridge? And I'm like, I gave you a rule. But anyways,
Any more questions?
Born. Please,
Born what?
let's just answer.
I forgot.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill you.
Does anyone have a K-On! Related question? Not for
What is
Zero.
K-On? What is K-On?
What is K-On?
K-On! Is an anime about high school girls that make a high school band, basically.
And and how they grow up through that band. Like,
it's a basic slice of
Actually-
black anime, but with rock in it.
Is it anything like Aquarian Age?
I've never seen
I've never seen it.
Aquarian.
I see it.
I saw an episode. I died and came back to life.
It says these shooting beams of light that fight each other and nothing
Okay,
else. It's horrible.
you there?
Okay. But it has the greatest song ever recorded.
Sorry, say again. I didn't hear that.
That's the girl in the middle look pregnant.
It's just for boobs. It's just for boobs.
She's very well endowed for a 15-year-old.
I swear to God, I wore one.
I've seen
Shariah!
How do you guys come up with your voices for your characters?
Basically,
The premise for each character.
the premise for each character, for my premise, when I get involved, I was like, well, I can do like a stereotypical blonde voice, and that's where Moogie's voice came from. I mean, when I get into the voice, it kind of creates the character. Like, I can just get into like this voice, and I can just improv on the spot, and it becomes like the character and stuff.
People think we script the likes and yas and all that.
I do those all myself.
We script like a 3-word line and then he adds like 7 words to it. But basically it's just what the characters are like. Like we take like
Right now.
Like as soon as the first thing I knew I wanted to do when I saw this anime, I'm like, first thing I noticed is Mio's a moe blob. Every fanboy's gonna be in love with her. Let's make her the one with the lowest voice. And let's make her a transsexual. Is that... would that not be perfect? And Yui's pretty much the same, except a little stupider. Just a tad stupider. And a little more...
She's blonde.
She also, if anybody's watched K-On!, they see, like, the sexual tension in there is pretty high. We just, like, quadrupled that with her.
We couldn't really...
Extremely.
We couldn't make her any more funny than she already is,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you.
Ritsu's pretty much the same, except we keep making Haruhi references.
Wait a minute.
If you notice the headband.
We forgot something.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh yeah, Zusa and the guitar.
Well, the guitar, there was a lot of things tossed around when we were coming up with the guitar. Some said demonic, some said pedophile, some said just about everything else under the rainbow you could imagine.
Always.
I just said, all right, I'll think of something, I'll send you to you whenever. Then the first guitar lines came in, and it was very creepy. I hate that.
It was basically everything I want this one. Ever want and more.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about Saoko and Noika? You need the mic.
I can talk about Derek, but remember we can't really talk about stuff.
We can. It doesn't matter.
Really? Okay. Notica was just kind of like a last minute thing because like some of my girl voices are really, really bad. So I just did what I could with Notica and surprisingly enough everybody approved. As for Sawako, she is actually a reincarnation of my 5th grade teacher. I'm not lying. She was the craziest, strictest asshole of a teacher I could ever have. And she was my homeroom, so I had to go in the beginning of school with her and at the end. So I just I had to think really hard, and I thought, well, wait a minute, why don't I just think of my teacher? And everybody seems to love it.
And then toss in some Jack Black and you got it.
Yeah, some Jack Black into that.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone else, Ui's.
Okay, I think for Ugi our idea, just make it cuter than Yui somehow, and so we chose Deco.
Just like, and also,
anyway.
Deco, not a lot of people know this, but Deco's my friend. He likes to pretend I'm his daddy and call me daddy. It's kind of embarrassing. So when we gave him this role, we're like, you know what to do with it. We're not gonna tell you what to do. Yeah, it's weird. Anyways,
Person
You behindborn.
Yes.
Like, what kind of comedy inspires you, like, in writing?
just anything we can think of. Like the show itself is a comedy.
Watch the
So
reference episode.
whatever, like, it has a tendency to make like really good jokes and really bad jokes. So when the jokes are really, really bad, it's really, really easy for us to say, hey, that's a bad joke. let's flip it around. Or if there's a really good joke that we know everybody's gonna like, let's mess it up a little bit.
Most of it also is just improv that we just toss stuff back and forth in a Skype chat.
We actually,
someone writes it down.
all of us watch the episode together when we script, and we say the first thing that comes to our mind, and we write it down, and
that becomes a script somehow.
Yeah, and somehow it's good, I guess. And then, until we read it two months later, and we're like, what is this shit? Let's see. Anyone else?
Renji.
I have a question.
Can you speak up, please?
I don't know exactly what you're doing, but why did you do K-On?
Because it's
why not?
Okay.
What? Yeah, exactly.
The original idea was, hey, well, what if we had a bunch of guys voicing a bunch of girls? How would that turn out? That's where this came up with.
We actually had a promo that said just that.
Yeah, the whole premise of it was that when the spring anime 2009 was coming out, I was talking to Toaster about it. We were looking at it, we're like, yeah, there's gonna be some new seasons of shows. We like Brotherhood's coming out. And then we saw in the corner of my eye, kind of saw this, girl with a guitar, and it said K-On, and it didn't really explain what it was. I'm like, oh, this might be interesting. And then so we didn't talk about it for a long time. And then he's like, dude, the first episode's out. We watched it. Literally said to him, we have to make fun of this. I can't not make fun of it. And we need to get other people too. And then we wrote that script, and it just went from there. And basically, and also the premise of doing a new show that nobody has touched. One episode was out when we decided to do it. And
so
it was
completely
the bold move for abridging, because usually you want to know your source material. We had no idea. We just said, screw that. We're just gonna do it. And it worked out for the better. Now that we've seen the series as far as it is, it's easier. But at the start, it's basically the premise of, this is new, let's mess with it before anybody else does. And okay, there's somebody else who had their hand up back there?
Yes.
From left to right, my left to your right, and to my right, who's your favorite K-On character?
This is gonna be pretty much expected.
Pretty much the character that I voice. Cause I like her the most because she doesn't get the most explanation. Out of the episodes I've seen, I'm not sure if they did this in season 2, but everyone got a character development episode in season 1. Mugi did not. You just expected to know the basic. So she's the rich girl who was trying to seem normal, and
without spoiling it, they dance around the idea of giving her one and then just tack it on to the end of an episode. Mugi is the most underrated character in the show.
But she's my favorite.
Yeah. Mine is expected, it's Yui, but the reason is because when I was watching the anime, Yui is a lot like I was in high school, except for the fact that I was a fat Canadian kid.
What's the difference now?
The thing was, it's so weird because I didn't know this until I watched more of the show. She learns guitar around the same time I do, plays her first show around the same time I did. Pretty much experience goes from there, and she was exactly the same as me. Airhead didn't really know what I wanted to do, so it was really weird connection. I was I never had that with a character before, so she's always been my favorite, and she's I'd like to say she's an exaggeration of who I was.
Did you have the same obsession with cake?
Look at him!
Do I look like I didn't have an obsession with cake? Yeah, but that's it for me. Basically, I like Yui because she's an exaggerated me. Who I wish
should have been here early. I was
as good as
them out of the desk.
guitar.